Now, there is a very dangerous piece of tax advice that I hear a lot of people giving business owners, and it is related to whether you're an employee or a contractor. Now, the tax advice that I hear a lot of people talk about is, hey, instead of hiring employees, maybe you should just hire contractors because you don't have to pay the employer portion of employment taxes. And I say, that part is true, but if you don't actually understand the rule, you could be setting yourself up for some huge penalties, and in theory, that's actually tax evasion if you do it wrong. So I always advise any business owner, if you are going to hire people as contractors instead of employees, we need to make sure we understand the rule so you don't do it wrong. Now, one way to think about that is, a person that you hire to work in your business will be considered an employee for tax purposes unless the nature of their work is actually controlled by them, which means that person actually has a right to say yes or no to a deal. For example, if in my business, I choose to hire a photographer. If the photographer has a right to say, yes, I'll take photos of that engagement on that day, or no, I won't, like the photographer has full control over their calendar and what they do and don't do, then that is an example of that's a person that's a contractor, not an employee. Another aspect about it is when it comes down to the finances. Now, the question you would ask is that person responsible for the financial expenses of running, whatever business it is? Again, let's look at another situation. As an accountant, if you hire me to consult your business or to do financial consulting or to work with your taxes, as you are hiring me, your business is not responsible for buying my laptop. It's not responsible for, buying my clothing or buying my supplies. My firm is responsible for paying for all of that, which means, hey, it helps you understand that I am not an employee of your business. I am a contractor of your business. And then another very important area would be the terms of the agreement. Now, when you hire an employee, typically the employee signs an employee contract or an employee-employer contract. And that contract has some language in it. But when you hire a contractor, what typically happens is the expectations of what you want from that contractor or from that business is actually spelled out. And what you are hiring them for are very specific things. For example, let's say you're hiring a graphics designer and you lay out in the contract, hey, these are the things that I need you to do as a graphic designer for my business. Once you complete these things, our arrangement or our agreement actually ends, which tells me that the terms of that contract are specific to the task that you have asked them for. And once they complete that, the contract actually ends. Whereas when it comes to an employee, when you hire an employee, it is, hey, you're hired to do this job description. And then they usually say something like, and you report to this manager and other things that this manager asks of you, or the terms are a little bit more vague and a little bit more general, which is a very clear sign to the IRS that, hey, this person is not a contractor. This person is an employee. Now, again, the tax strategy that a lot of people are trying to employ is, well, if I hire you as a contractor, I don't have to pay as much in employer taxes because you're a contractor, and contractors are responsible for paying their own taxes, not the company. But if I hire you as an employee, as a company, you are responsible for paying a portion of the, I guess you'd say, the FICA, the Social Security taxes, and that is a cost to your business. So you want to make sure, if you are hiring people as contractors to reduce your tax liability, you want to make sure you talk with the CPA, your tax attorney, or your accountant to understand, are you actually applying the rule properly? Because if you're not applying the rules properly, it's actually tax evasion, and there could be very serious penalties or punishments involved for misapplying this